What's up? My name is Julian Williams, and I take Expedite. Some days I walk into the gym, and I don't necessarily feel like working. Take a scoop or two of this, be ready to go. It's the best stuff I've ever had. Expedite.
Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here in Los Angeles, being joined with Adrian Granados, who fights Danny Garcia coming up April 20th on Fox, the main event. This fight, I think it's going to be stylistically a very exciting one because I know you come to fight. And when Danny's had fights that the opponent comes and tries to swarm him with volume punches, it ends up stylistically being a very good fight. Yeah. But from a opponent aspect, what stands out to you the most about Danny Garcia?
Without a doubt, his power. You know, Danny's he's a smart counterpuncher, and he's somebody that, you know, he'll set you up. So you know, he can be down in the fight. I know a lot of people, they'll see him down in the fight. I don't know where he'll land one big shot and it changes it all around. So yeah, definitely I'm gonna be respecting his power. But you know, I'm coming with it. I'm coming for the win. I'm coming to tear his head off and rip that body up.
Is this fight similar to the Rios fight, you think?
I think so, but I think, you know, shout out to Brandon Rios. I'm a huge fan of his. No disrespect to him, but I feel like there's more that I can do than Brandon. And Brandon had a tremendous success against Danny. You know, I was actually very surprised with how successful he was until he just got caught. You know, that's all it was. He was fighting a hell of a fight. It was a great, exciting fight. I loved watching it. And, you know, I think there's a lot of intangibles in this fight that a lot of people don't know about me. You know, I think they see me as just a come forward punching bag, but you know, I think that night I'm gonna show I got a lot more in the tools.
Speaking of that Rios fight, he was having success. He was having a good time with the volume punching, working on the inside, and it seems like the fights that Danny has lost is because of volume. He doesn't throw enough.
Well, you know, it's a mixture of things. I mean, you know, Keith Thurman and I'd say Mauricio Herrera, Lamont Peterson as well, they all had a great game plan against him. And, you know, I know I thought Lamont needed a little more, but it was a close fight that he could have won. And then Thurman got the win, you know, and I feel like Mauricio deserved that win. So, I mean, it is what it is. I know it's a fight where I'm going to have to dominate or stop him because, you know, we all know as it is, I have the record with losses that are close and controversial. So I feel like if I leave it up to the judges, I won't get that nod. So I'm training hard to either dominate or get a stoppage win.
So for you, you don't want it to go 12 rounds because you're worried about that. Like you're seeing this as like I have to knock this guy out. Like that's my only choice.
Most definitely, because I mean that's just what it's been. With the Broner fight, I feel like I won. With the Porter fight, it was close, and I felt like the refereeing was sided towards him. He had the favoritism in that fight. So in this fight, you know, I'm hoping this be third time's a charm, and I'm definitely going out with everything to come out victorious.
You did mention those losses, and they have been controversial. They were competitive. A lot of fans felt you won a lot of those fights that you lost. Why do you think you're not getting those decisions, in your opinion, when you really analyze it and look at it?
Honestly, you know, politics and promoters do come in. You know, most of those fights, I always come in as the opponent. I'm always coming in as the B side, and you know, I've learned from my experience. If you're not the cash cow, if you're not the name brand, you know, you gotta literally take the fight because if not, they won't give it to you.
Would you say like your most dominant performances or best wins have come at 140?
Yeah, most definitely. I would say that Mark Salser, Amir Imam, you know, this last fight with Fortuna, I think everyone knows that was leading up to a stoppage. I know a lot of people were saying I was getting pieced up. I wasn't getting hurt by anything. He was just too small for me. And most of the opponents at 140 are too small for me. So that's why I feel like nobody wants to give me a chance. I feel like Jose Ramirez, that's my title. You know, he fought a tough fight with Amir Imam, but it went to decision when I stopped him. Maurice Hooker is a great champion. That's another guy, though, I feel like I can beat. All the other champions, you know, I know there's Regis Prograis there, Josh Taylor. There's a lot of big names there, and I just can't get a go, whether it's promoters or whether it's politics or whether it's just them not wanting to fight me. I just can't get a shot. So I have to take these opportunities at 147. But, I mean, it is showcasing that I belong there with all the best.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask about that. Like, your most dominant wins have come 140, but you're going at 147. These guys are naturally bigger. Like, why don't you just campaign at 140? But you kind of explained your problem. Like, it's very hard to get these fights.
Yeah, no, it's just been that way, and I mean, that's why after I got the big win with Amir Imam, I was almost on ice for about a year. So you know, it came to a point where I had to take the offer was Adrian Broner, so I wasn't going to turn that down. And then we were working on a couple fights. I think it was a Robert Easter fight that almost happened. There was an Amir. It's cool, George. I'm good. It was what's it called? An Amir Khan fight that almost happened. And then out of nowhere, Sean Porter came with a 5-week notice. So it's like there are opportunities that it's just like, if I don't take them, what's going to happen, you know? And the same thing with this Danny Garcia fight. You know, I know it's at welterweight, but Danny Garcia is definitely a fight I've wanted. You know, he's been a great 140-pound champion, and he's had his success at 147. But at 140, that's where he made his claim. And meanwhile, you know, I was kind of hustling and working what I could to get to that level. Meanwhile, I'm watching him, you know, make the millions, and I'm like, man, like, I'm better than that dude. So you know, this is a fight I've been waiting for, and I'm excited. I'm excited for April 20th.
So with the Ramirez situation, I know you feel you could beat him and you could beat a lot of the guys at 140, and the frustration of knowing, man, like, this is my weight. Like, this is where, like, I mess fools up because I'm really strong at this weight, and having to move up to 147, does that ever, like, play on you? Like, man, like, it sucks. I got to take these fights at 147 because, you know, this is where the money's at, but, like, I want to be at 140.
Yeah, most definitely. It's very frustrating. I know my father's probably the most frustrated with it. My father, you know, protects me, and he wants the best for me. And, you know, he's had it out with my manager a lot and my promoter. And it's just, you know, when it comes down to it, I got to eat. And, you know, it's the opportunities. And yeah, no, I know I've been at a disadvantage. I mean, in the Broner fight, I buzzed them multiple times. In the Porter fight, I buzzed them multiple times. And, you know, they're able to withstand my punch at that weight. But now, you know, I've been at 147 now so long, I feel like my body's finally graduating into it. And I feel strong. And I feel like this fight's gonna show the difference.
What will be the difference compared to the Rios fight? Like, what do you have to do different so that doesn't happen?
No, I've got a lot more tricks in the bag than Brandon Rios. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of his, but I feel like, you know, he's got more of a one style, and me, there's multiple things I could do, and that's why I think maybe Danny doesn't know that, or maybe he does. But either way, I'm gonna find a way to beat him, and it's gonna show.
Doing some research on you last night, and two things that really stuck out to me when doing the research. One, that you were a sparring partner for Terence Crawford. And that, to me, it just kind of like, I looked at it, I was like, oh, I got to talk to him about it. Like, how was that experience? Because when I look at him and I think, man, if I was a trainer training my guy to fight Terence Crawford, that'd be like the hardest thing in the world to do because of the switch stances that he does. But how was it being in camp with him? And did you already know when you were in camp with him that this guy was going to be something pretty special? Yeah,
no, it wasn't. No, we were never in camp. We just sparred once. Yeah. No, we're boys and we know each other. And it's actually respect. You know, we have a mutual friend. Shout out to Gennaro Mendez. They actually told me, like, you know, he got when he got offered the Hank Lundy fight, the other offer was me, and you know, it's like that was a respect to me. And it's a business, you know, so I can't hold nothing against, but I would have made the same choice, you know, if they were telling me you could fight. Shout out to Hank Lundy, too. He's a great friend of mine and an awesome fighter. But, you know, if you're going to tell me, nah, let's fight a 35-year-old lightweight Hank Lundy or a 27-year-old Terence Crawford, I'd be like, give me Hank, you know. So that's what he did with me. And the choice was 35-year-old Hank Lundy or a 27-year-old Adrian Granados. He's like, nah, give me Hank. And, you know, I think the other time was when he fought John Molina. I was also the other choice, and you know, I'm like, I ain't gonna knock you, bud. I would have done the same thing. You know, there's a business. He's a great champion. I think pound for pound one of the best, and you know, I wish him all the best.
Now that you're in the same weight as Crawford, Spence just beat Mikey, and they're wanting to see that super fight. You've had experience with Bud in the ring. Mm-hmm. Do you think Bud is better than Spence, or does he beat Spence?
I think that's a great fight. I think that's a fight we all want to see, me included. Spence is a complete fighter. He showed that against Mikey. He just overwhelmed him and kept him really at bay where he couldn't do nothing. Shout out to Mikey Garcia too for showing a lot of heart in that fight. But yeah, Terence Crawford got so many tricks and so many things he can do that really, like I said, I'm just a part of the gang that wants to see that fight.
Adrian, on my final note, you moved to Mexico to get away from the distractions in Chicago, right?
Yes, I did.
Is it because of the violence that's happened over there and that's been happening that you're kind of getting pulled in, or was there other reasons?
No, it's other reasons for sure. I'm definitely loved and respected in Chicago. I could walk to any hood and, I get love because, people know.
I know like a lot of stuff is going down over there.
Yeah, most definitely. It's dangerous. I'm not stupid either because, this is a battle scar not from the streets of Chicago, not from boxing.
Yeah.
And wrong place, wrong time. North side, actually, too. I'm from the south side, and I was just in the wrong place, wrong time. And I got hit with a bottle. I was, out late. So I shouldn't have been out at that hour either. But no, Chicago definitely, it's got the bad rap, but it's a beautiful city. That's why I'm going to be repping my Chicago flag that night of the fight. We need some positivity coming out of our city. We just got nothing but negativity. I'm living in Culiacan, Sinaloa, also known for a dangerous city, but it's beautiful. I love my Mexican heritage, and it really brought back the love and the humility in the sport for me.
Good stuff, Adrian. I know I'll go ahead and see you in 2 weeks' time for your fight week. Good training session. Thank you for showing us a little preview of what you got in store. You look really sharp, really good. So Adrian Granados fighting Danny Garcia coming up. Main event on Fox, April 20th.